How you doing, YouTube? Matt Nassa Beer Reviews. Back with some Bolero Snort. It's been a minute since I ripped off some Bolero Snort. More specifically, a bottle of Bolero Snort, a barrel-aged Bolero Snort. And this be their Cow of Solitude. Yeah. This is a tequila barrel-aged Belgian Golden Strong Ale. Product of the USA. 500 milliliter bottle. On the side here, Bolero Snort Brewing, Carlstadt, New Jersey. Do you give me an ABV on here, guys? It's a Belgian. I don't see one. I could be wrong. Could be missing it. That happens from time to time. This is like printed on like a bubble matrix printer, so it's hard to see stuff on here. I don't see some. See your Belgian Golden. 9% probably, give or take. Did a fly just come through here? Yeah, so where I live in Warren County, New Jersey, up by like Blairstown, Hope area, there's a couple bottle shops, or I should say there's a couple places that have beer. Not a lot of them have good beer. Every now and then they'll carry something, but it's very few and far between. And there's one place that has a decent selection. I always pop in there, but there's one place I never go in. And honestly, it's right next to this. There's this like little market called Dale's Market. They make really good hoagies. That's right, I said hoagie because I'm from Pennsylvania, even though I grew up in Jersey. Don't hate on me. Yeah, I never go in there because I never have anything. Likewise. And the other day, I forget why. Oh, I had to go to Dale's to get a sandwich. Yeah, there's no Dan sandwich. And I was like, you know what, let me just pop in there. And lo and behold, they had all kinds of crazy stuff all of a sudden. I don't know if somebody bought the place or what. What does that look like? Belgian Golden now. Rich, dark, washed out caramel in color. A little bit of head on it. Nothing too crazy. I was like, oh man, look at all this random little stuff they have in there. And the guy behind the counter, he's like, looking at the crafty stuff. I was like, yeah. And he's like, he whips out a list. And I guess they have such a small cooler. They keep a bunch of stuff in the back in the cooler, chilled, not out in the open. I dug that. I'm going to go back there more often because the guy's like, yeah, we don't have the cooler space, so I make sure it stays cold back there. I appreciate that. A lot of places to put it on the shelf because they want people to see it. Anyway, it was a bunch of like pastry sours and hazies and stuff that I'm not going to poop on. I can dig on that stuff, but I was looking for something barrel-aged. I want something rich. I want something... I didn't find it there, but I saw this, and I was intrigued. So I picked it up. It was like tequila barrel-aged Belgian Golden Ale, Strong Ale. Yeah. I ended up going down the street and finding the Brooklyn Black Ops for Roses. I did that live. So that was the big beer that I wanted. So I've been kind of staring at this sucker, wanting to dive into it. So as far as the beer looks, I mean, it looks the part of a Golden Ale, maybe a skosh darker, but you're talking about a barrel-aging process. Makes sense that it'd be a slightly darker. Watching the NLDS over there. Get a nose on this sucker. It smells very caramel-like. I'm not getting a huge tequila barrel on this, but I know it's there. Because it's like tequila for me comes off as like almost vegetal green. That's how it comes off to me, and I'm getting that in here. So, I mean, when you're looking at this, it looks like almost like a light kind of barley wine, the way it kind of comes off. And you can understand how a Belgian can kind of veer into that territory. And it really does come off like that. There's richness, kind of caramel, a bit of sweetness. I'm not getting a huge kind of like Belgian phenolic, whether it be a breadiness, a bubblegumminess, any of the thing, apple, red fruit, or anything like that. It really does come off more as a blonde kind of barley wine. Probably a combination with that, the barrel aging process in combination with the spirit, in combination with the style of beer. It smells really good, though. Does it smell like a tequila barrel-aged Belgian Golden Ale? Does it smell like a tequila barrel-aged high ABV light-colored beer? Yes. I said, Belgian Golden. This is probably going to dip into the... I feel like I'm missing the ABV. Dip into like 9s. I think this is above 9. Probably double digits. At least what I'm getting on the nose. So, yeah. Caramel through and through, multiple levels of different kind of sweet kind of caramel, a nice soft little dollop touch of that green vegetable kind of tequila going on, maybe a nice kind of oak tannin, vanilla tannin that's adding to that component to making you think of barley wine. We're just diving in. Cheers. That's okay. It's not a bad beer. I just don't think it's for me, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, Again, Belgian Golden Strong blonde barley wine is very, very. I don't think it's double digits now. I do think it's like high nines, and that kind of makes sense. It's flirting that strong golden ale as opposed to Belgian. I don't really get a big Belgian component out of this outside of like maybe the mouthfeel and the carbonation. But as far as like a yeast ester, it doesn't really land for me there. But as far as like the style of beer, rich golden ale / the Belgian, take that off there, minus the way the carbonation is coming off, which is inherently Belgian. This soft kind of creaminess, sure. A nice big wood component, a little bit of stinging heat, so that spirit is in there. It's hitting you in the back end with a little bit of hotness, a little bit of heat, a little bit of fire for Dylon, and yeah, I think there's a decent group of people that would drink this and really enjoy this beer. I dislike tequila barrel aged beers in a specific exact way. And it's just not landing like that here. I like my tequila barrel-aged beers to be in stouts or barley wines and be more like bourbon than tequila. I'm not a big tequila guy, but, there's something about it it's just disconnecting of the beer. It just kind of makes me kind of like be like, it's like everything's cohesive. That chocolate, the oak, the vanilla, caramel, oak, vanilla, mouthfeel, all that works, and then a little tinge of that green vegetal tequila thing kind of like jars me into reality, and that's where this beer kind of loses me. And honestly, a lot of tequila barrel aged beers lose me, and that's what I think. Didn't go into this going, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be the worst. I drink them with the most open mind I possibly can, but at the same time, I understand I'm not a huge tequila barrel person, but I like flavor, and I like the combination of flavor, and I like exploring things. And just because this beer doesn't blow me away doesn't mean it's a really good beer. It's not a really good beer for me, and that's why I don't rate things, that's why I don't grade things, that's why I don't do any of that stuff, is because I think this is really, really well made. I think the flavors that are in here, from the way this comes off, is like a pseudo Belgian blonde barley wine kind of thing. The mouthfeel, that oak and vanilla, the way everything melds together, they give me this soft little caramel kind of vibiness. And the spirit is cool. It's just that again, little tinge that tequila comes off, like for me, across the board, whether I'm drinking tequila barrel-aged stuff, tequila flavored things, whatever the hell you want to call it. I always get that. And the reason why it doesn't really come up and bite me, I guess you would say, in like bigger, darker beers, is because that just little extra masking from those big roasted malts and stuff like that. I think that's why it tends to be a little bit. Those beers tend to be a little bit more forgiving for me. But honestly, I'm watching baseball and this guy's throwing motion is bugging me out. That's why I keep looking over there. I like this. I do. For how much I'm going to sit here and kind of piss and moan about me not liking tequila barrel aged stuff, I really do like this. I just feel like this exact beer, and bourbon, whiskey, apple brandy, stuff like that, is just a much better beer for me. That being said, tasty. Spirit comes through, barrel comes through. Beer is more of like a blonde barley wine with Belgian influences, but again, nitpicking stuff. One of the better tequila barrel-aged beers I've had as of late. Yes, this is actually Mount Rushmore status, and that's what I mean when I'm very picky when it comes to those, because even though I'm not sitting here going gaga over this beer, I really do find it tasty and interesting, and it gets up there, because not rarely do any of them get up there. Value and availability on this, I think it was $11? Like something stupid, like $11-12 all day. That's why it was like $11. Even if I don't like it, it's going to be a cool experience, and I like it, and it's a cool experience. Yeah, all day with that off a shelf in a rando place that never has good stuff, and leave you with, if you like, well, will you like this beer? If you like tequila barrel aged beers, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, it's very much, you just, if you like Belgian beers, but you don't like tequila, you're not going to like this. You like a bunch of different styles and things that this bisects into. If tequila's your hang-up, and not that it's a hang-up for me, it's just my favorite spirit, you might not like this. But if you like tequila and you like well-made beer, I think this might be like a super good beer for you. Or you might not like it, because some things I like barrel-aged, some things I don't, and sometimes I like the whiskey, the spirit, but not the barrel-aged version. Anyway, you get my drift. So there you go. Long-winded, stumbly beer review. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review down there if you want to talk about it, especially if you've had this. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif, podcasting stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Bolero Snort right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.